We are live. This is the market update. Which market update? The only market update. I'm your host, Bill Noble. Confused? I thought Bitcoin was going straight to 100K. I just bought in and it went down in my face. What is happening? Please help me. Don't worry. I'm here to tell you. Volatility spurs from pain on both sides. BlackRock, the ETF guys are looking at $1 billion a day in Bitcoin inflows, and there's not enough Bitcoin. And then for the bears, right, or for people who are like just got long, they're like, oh my God. So BlackRock wants to mute demand with volatility by selling everything it can to literally just buy themselves some time. Meanwhile, everybody over here gets really nervous. Oh my God, meme coins were moving. I got caught, right? And then boom. So who's in the scarier predicament? Well, you could stop yourself out, do a different trade, dollar cost average. You have flexibility. The big boys, they got to buy $1 billion in Bitcoin, whether it goes down or not. To me, that is a high stress situation, and the meme coin move made it even higher, made the stress higher because the bus was literally going to leave, and it is going to leave because this final attempt, this final dip, I'm actually hoping this is a historic in the middle of the night stream because this, before the Bitcoin halving of 2024, could be the final dip. And if it is, I want to be on the air with you, particularly with the Spartans from the Patreon group. If you need a roadmap in crypto, subscribe to this channel. Turn on alerts so you know when we're going live. If you're watching the shorts video, comment down below and turn on alerts. This show is brought to you by my Patreon group. Okay, patreon.com/unhingedcrypto, $15 a month. And I have a new special report in the store for 27 US long-term price predictions. So we have this really subtle QR code. You can check that out for the subscription, or you can go to the store and just get the long-term price prediction report. Some things in there are mind-blowing. It's a 30-minute video. Great filibuster. Salute to you. Coming here from Southern California with the big super chat. I appreciate you, sir. Let's see who's on the stream here. Crypto 420, let's go. Super Matt. Jennifer is here. Bull Runner. Jennifer is catching us probably in the evening time in Australia. We also want to welcome all our friends in London, the biggest city for our viewership. Ocho is here. Preemptive Strike. Love that name. Prince Kajal needs a little customer support with Patreon. Don't worry, sir. We will help you. Leroy, Luis, Spartan number 100 will tell you that this dip isn't scary at all. You're right. It isn't. But they may make it more scary, but they could be done. That's why we're on the air. All right. We want to help everybody out. Okay. News. Benjamin Cohen says, new subscribers to YouTube channels. Okay. I'm assuming that's this heat map down here. Okay. With Bitcoin going this way. That's an assumption. I can tell you this. I want to thank the Market Update Nation. It took me and the Eagle King 18 months to get to 4,000 followers. And I've added 4,000 followers in the last month. And we're headed for 10K. So hats off to the Market Update Nation. Now, if this heat map is people coming into crypto, this is where we're at compared to last cycle. So needless to say, I'm on the air, 3 to 4 short videos per day. Turn on the alerts bell. If you're new to crypto, right here. Bitcoin has 6 months left until an ETF liquidity crisis. So what's a liquidity crisis? Well, let's talk about it. Let's say you're an individual, and once upon a time, I know we don't do it anymore, but you were at Wall Street with your telephone, and you were like, hello, this is the trading desk. Yes, we need $1 billion worth of Bitcoin today. Well, you said that yesterday. You mean you need another billion? Yes, we need another billion today. Okay, this seems to be a pattern. Are you going to need another billion tomorrow? Probably. Why? Is that a problem? Can you handle it? Can you get us the Bitcoin for your ETF that your CEO is on CNBC talking about? Can you get it? Huh? Is there a problem? Oh, no, there's no problem. There's no problem. We'll get you your $1 billion in Bitcoin. Oh my God, how am I going to do this? You know what? This is out of control. I want you, the trading desk, I want you to go hit every single bid. I want you to short everything. Let's see if we can catch retail FOMOing at the top, leaning before they take these meme coins to the moon, sell everything. Push this thing down. I don't care what you have to do. We have to buy $1 billion a day. So what's $50 million in Bitcoin or crypto or derivatives between friends? Crush this thing. Lean on it in Asia time where they kind of normally dip the market anyway. Let's just all pile in right now. And then when it's over, we either crack the market to 53. I've got that chart, 53K, or we get hosed and we have to pay 78. Let's all invoke the higher power of our understanding that we don't get fired. That is what is going on inside the mechanism of the Bitcoin ETF world. Some guy, some gal at a computer, most likely with an algorithm, not a telephone, they have to buy it. And you have a position and you're getting hosed right now and you're not happy because you need to 10x your money. I understand that. But your stress can be controlled. Their stress is ongoing. That's the key word, ongoing. So why are people pouring in? Why does this guy have this $1 billion problem every day? Because monthly mortgage payments needed to buy a house, okay? In March of 2021, it was $1,600. Now it's $2,600. That's a 58% increase in 3 years. Gee, you mean there was a consequence from 12 years of printing money and then they doubled the 12 years in 1 month? You mean that created a problem? And they left rates at zero for a long time? Wow. Somewhat shocking. The reason Satoshi invented Bitcoin is here right now. In this statistic, in the market, in BlackRock's trading desks, in Coinbase, in your wallet, on this TV show. So a big company in California buys a Canadian tech startup as it races to add features. So let me ask you something. Who do you want running your life? Luis, thank you. Appreciate that. Give me some Patreon love. Spartan number 100, the 100th person to join the Patreon. And why did Luis do that? Well, because he needs to make money, and he probably asked himself, who do I want controlling my life, my money, my bank account, what I want on TV? Who's in charge? These guys, or me? Or maybe some little decentralized group I belong to. They're going to buy companies. The news that everybody is talking about today is somebody buys a tech startup. The news you should be talking about is who's going to buy a Bitcoin miner. Notice that Michael Celer and Coinbase are raising money. Raising money for what? Billions of dollars in Bitcoin? Well, how do you get that? You got to buy a Bitcoin miner. Here we go. Wall Street's getting around to it. Buy Robinhood as crypto monster cycle dawning. Okay, that's a little scary. I kind of like my Bloomberg bearish, but okay. The equities guys are getting into it because they're realizing that the equities in crypto, like somebody was asking me before the stream, what's going on with Galaxy Digital, the world's biggest, baddest crypto hedge fund? How come the stock's not mooning? That's because people don't get it yet. They don't get it. Like, go back to Benjamin Cohen's YouTube video, right? They're pouring in. Yes, I heard Altcoin Daily is getting 1,000 Twitter followers a day. Congratulations to them. I'm so jelly, but I'm doing my own thing. They're coming. I'm seeing it. They are coming. My YouTube page shorts, it's practically turned in, I don't know, it's a pinball machine. And it hasn't even started yet. It is a monster. And you're afraid of the red ink, and they're afraid of the green ink. Green to them is keeping them up at night. And this whole idea about a monster cycle, let's talk about that. Where is the monster in crypto? Okay. The monster is between March 15th, today, and the solar eclipse in April, right around the Bitcoin halving. People in the equity market are going to see the Bitcoin halving as a catalyst, a positive catalyst. And they're going to rush into the Bitcoin ETF massively. Now, crypto people are probably more like sell the fact. That may be a good idea. But if you underestimate what can happen on the upside, you could have a mini cycle. Remember last year how you had like an alt? You practically had a cycle in 3 months because everything 10x'd. What if that is condensed now down to 1 month? We did a 3-month cycle, and now we're going to do an entire crypto cycle in 1 month. Who's talking about that? Well, some people are talking about a $4 million price for Bitcoin. That could happen, I guess. Be a strange world. But what's going to happen in the next 1 month? Like, what is the humanity and the technicals and the fundamentals and the common sense that drives this thing over the next month? You are here because you don't want to miss the monster. The monster cycle starts now, right? It starts now, and you better catch it because it could last 2 years, or you could get a huge amount of gains in 1 month. We don't know yet. Okay, so Solana's popularity could lead to a potential problem. Okay, somebody says, well, you know, there's congestion on the Solana network, and sometimes Solana can shut down. Okay. You know what? I like the media bearish. So if there's a problem with Solana, there's been problems with Solana since 2021. Sometimes the circuit breakers and it doesn't work, but it works fast. And the best thing about Solana is that they're going to push Team Ethereum to be the best it can be. Competition is good. It's good. It's good for consumers, and it's good for Web3. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but Web3 is going to get priced in. Here's equities and what they think about the world, their valuations, and here's crypto. Like, crypto's got to go all the way up here with everything. AI, the internet, banking, DeFi, physical infrastructure, social media. Hello. Okay. Could Bitcoin halving boost crypto prices? Here's what to know as token surges to record high from Forbes. Now, I know a guy from Forbes. He's a great guy, right? Do quotes for him for his articles and charts. But let me ask you something. Who reads Forbes? 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds. Who reads Forbes? Guessing 40, 50, right? People who do equities, people who do Nvidia. And they're like, what's this Bitcoin thing all about? Oh, look, it's a Bitcoin ETF. Oh, wow. Can I get invested in that? Let me call my financial advisor. Ring. Mr. Financial Advisor or Mrs. Financial Advisor, I just read an article in Forbes, and I hear the Bitcoin ETF is all that and then some. They're like, yeah. Want to take some Nvidia profits and put it in Bitcoin? Take a flyer? Okay. Oh, by the way, before we go, what's a Bitcoin ETF trade now? I don't know. It's like $38, $40, whatever. Oh, okay. Oh, that's real cheap. Thanks. That's it. That's how people in legacy work. Oh, I see an article. Oh, let me call my broker. Let me call my financial advisor. Or let me just go to, I don't know, Ameritrade or Schwab.com and just go boop. That's what they do. Oh, it's going up? Oh, excellent. Buy high, sell higher. Nvidia had a $1 trillion market cap 3 months ago. Now it's got a $2 trillion market cap. What's a trillion between friends? That's what happens in equities. That's who reads Forbes. So they're selling the market. You're upset. Oh my God. Meanwhile, outside the gates is BlackRock up in the watchtower going, oh my God, they're coming. How are we going to fill these orders? Layer 2 blockchain become cheaper after Ethereum's upgrade. Meanwhile, back at the Ethereum ranch, when the world is out of Bitcoin and Michael Saylor or Coinbase or somebody raises money and starts doing takeovers of Bitcoin miners, it's going to be official. The world's out of Bitcoin. And people are going to go, well, what are we going to do instead? What are we going to do now? Oh, gee, there's this other big crypto called Ethereum. Oh, yeah. Forgot about that. And the supply shrinks and you can trade on it and do so. Oh, yeah. They're selling ETH. They're falling over themselves to sell ETH at 3,700 tonight. We'll go over the charts, but I'm pretty sure when ETH prints 7,000 at some point in this cycle, like everyone talks about 10, I actually think 7,000 is the more shocking number because that means you'd be taking out 4 and obviously 5. And, psychologically, that feels like a big deal to me because I remember when Bitcoin took out 5K in July of 2017 and everybody was like, oh my God. Like that's when I joined crypto. I was like, oh man. You know what happens if he takes out 5,000? It goes to 7. Okay, I got a little chart for you. I got a little something. There was something in the Patreon store called the Emergency Q2 Roadmap that I got from my people, for $12 extra that shows the past cycle or inverses of bear markets versus today. So you can kind of literally have kind of a roadmap. The long-term price prediction, it's kind of your longer-term way to look at it. Anyway, we're going to go through that. Everybody is forgotten about Ethereum. And boy, when that ends, it is going to be epic. Like Solana 400. I said it first on a YouTube short. Actually, Patreon guys heard about it way before that. Crypto Twitter was all over Solana 400, like right before the market kind of fell apart here. Okay, Willy Woo, a famous Bitcoin maximalist, reminding you that the target price for hyper Bitcoinization is the GDP of the entire world divided by 21 million Bitcoin. Okay. And that number right now is $4.8 million. So Willie is looking for a $4.8 million target for Bitcoin. Okay. So a brief reminder, at 150K, Bitcoin will be worth more than the ExxonMobil of Saudi Arabia. So basically the company that produces all of Saudi Arabia's oil, Bitcoin will be worth more than that at 150K. Now, if we're going to expand crypto valuations, yes, you can have 250K or $1 million Bitcoin. I'm certainly not going to fade Michael Saylor. Okay. However, massive long-term gains could be in the alt space. Like not just all the way up, all the way down, like altcoins becoming like tech stocks. Okay. Now, of course, there's going to be outrageous volatility, but focusing on $4.8 million price for Bitcoin, maybe not what you want to do between now and the halving, because you don't know if they could do a whole cycle in a month. You don't know. Now, my long-term price targets are up there in some cases. But you don't want to underestimate what can happen if BlackRock realizes it's not going back below 66. It's not. And if it doesn't, forget it. There's going to be literally nobody there to sell to them. Okay. Gold versus Bitcoin. It took BlackRock's ETF 8 weeks to hit 15 billion. It took the gold ETF, which, by the way, I remember I was there when it was released in 2004, I believe. Okay. So here are assets under management in the Bitcoin ETF. And here is the peak assets under management in gold. And they just kind of did it all. They just did it all. And they're going to go way up here and they're going to go past this. Okay. Meanwhile, the two largest Bitcoin ETFs held 330,000 Bitcoin as of March 13th. This is Bitcoin. This is BlackRock and Fidelity. Doesn't mention the other 7, which are not going to lay down and just let them walk all over them. They're going to make deals with 401ks. MicroStrategy. If MicroStrategy buys a Bitcoin miner, a slight digression, if they buy a Bitcoin miner and their market cap goes up, they may be eligible for the S&P 500, which means you could have MicroStrategy at some stratospherically high price, taking Bitcoin and all of crypto with it. Like, we know there's not enough Bitcoin, but once that officially hits the tape in equities, forget about it. Then that will also spur interest in the Bitcoin ETF. You see Michael Saylor on CNBC getting put in the S&P 500, or taking this massive amount of money, which he is borrowing. This is not some analytical, theoretical construct, okay? Can you see what this guy would do, or what the Bitcoin ETF crowd would do with him on the tape going, yeah, Bitcoin, that's great. I'm buying it all, or as much as I can. South Africa goes big on Bitcoin. South Africa will license roughly 660 Bitcoin and crypto platforms by the end of the month. Huh? You mean somebody wants to replicate the miracle in El Salvador? That's going to be the most expensive passport on the planet by the time this is over. Only 1 million Bitcoin combined remain on exchanges globally. Interesting, right? So this comes out and the market goes down. There's only 2 reasons for that. One, I'll give you 3 reasons. I'll be fair. People got too giddy, got too long, got stopped out. That's possible. B, A and B, meaning people got too long. BlackRock took advantage of that, smacked it down. C, and perhaps more scary, people are afraid of the upcoming Fed meeting. Inflation's too hot, right? I think the world's answer to inflation is crypto. That's about as sanitized a way as I can say it, right? That whatever blah, 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 blah is going to go on with central bank press conferences, I don't care. If BlackRock can't get what it wants and the general public can get back into meme coins on a dip, they're going to do it, because meme coins are a way of basically pushing personal freedom. It's a little bit more powerful than that, but it's not just about doggies and cats anymore. It's just not. It's just about financial freedom and, pushing your rights for your freedom through crypto, period. 5 blockchain-based media platforms to know of. Huh. You mean there's a problem with centralized entities in the media space? Information, privacy, your identity, your money, your finances, your cell phone should be decentralized? Huh. Who knew? Who knew? Okay, let's see who we got here. By the way, it's just a reminder, the link for the Patreon is both in the comments of the stream and in the link down below. There's a $15 membership, and then there's the long-term price prediction report for 27 US if you get it on a PC. Check that out. That was a week of research into that report. Okay. Philip, better than coffee in the morning. Good morning, Europe. Good morning. Spotter Inc. Render. How about this? Render 20. Full stop. Full stop. Aave. Someone talking about Aave. Ron is here. Hi. Waiting for charts and let's buy more. What's up with Hut 8? Hut 8 will be back. They're building a big facility in Texas. Not an expert on the stock's fundamentals, but that group has not hit its stride yet. Okay? Please tell me Kramer is bullish. Please don't tell me Kramer is bullish. I don't know. Kramer didn't like it at 50. I don't know if he's going to like it at 70. He's probably going to like it if, say, a big investment bank, maybe one I used to work for, goes out and buys a Bitcoin miner. Start front-running takeovers. It can happen. Alexandra with some Notorious love. What's happening? Leroy is here. Julius Max. Steve J. The guy who stayed long ETH DeFi for 3 years. Based. Okay. Jashim is like, I'm getting money on Monday. Where can I invest it? Well, dude, I cannot give you investment advice. However, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bonk, don't laugh, Doge, Render, Solana, AVAX, Near, Web3. You ready for this? Here it comes. What about XRP? I'm staying on XRP. I'm staying on it. Payment systems and alternative ways to what I'm calling now move money. Payment plumbing matters. It matters. The example of El Salvador is not just about Bitcoin. Okay. Blood Pack is here. Okay. Leroy. Moo Ant. Late night crypto. Appreciate that. Okay. Computer age is unlimited. Unlimited. Okay. Charts. PowerPoint. DeMark. I know you want it. I know you want it. You need it. That's why you're here, and I appreciate you. By the way, like I said, subscribe to the channel. Want to comment? I'll comment back. Comment. This show is brought to you by this QR code, which you can scan on your phone and help produce better research. That and the like button, by the way. Okay, let's discuss Ethereum. Wow, they're doing a wonderful job here. Look at this. So this is the work of Tom DeMark. He's a quantitative technical analyst. It's 2 o'clock in the morning where I'm at, so I'm not going to give you the whole lecture. But these numbers and these dotted lines are drawn by an automated system. When you see the number 13 and the number 9, you might expect a pause or a possible reversal in a trend. Okay? So here's a dotted line. Here's the 9, right? Technically speaking, it should stop there, especially since there's support, but it didn't. So they just washed everyone out. And frankly, made this chart look terrible. Terrible. This is the ETH 4-hour chart. I'm like, oh my God, this looks awful. Now, I remember something back from equities when things would look awful, especially when it was QE. Just like, now it's like the Bitcoin ETF when there's a flood of money. So on this chart, either ETH is going to cave and go to 3,000 because they're going to blow everybody out, or they're just going to break the chart until it looks terrible. And then if it doesn't crack, they're going to come in and buy it with both hands. Both hands. But this chart looks terrible. 3750 is a key level in ETH. Now, Bitcoin, a little Bitcoin bravo. Okay, 66 something was like the Monday open for Bitcoin or the Monday high. Something like that. Look what they did. Going back to March 8th, they washed everybody out. Everybody. So it's like the Bitcoin ETF Bitcoin is going up forever. Bitcoin's going to have a price of $4 million. Here's the 13 top. Boom. And now it's on a 6. There's probably 12 hours more of blah before this thing stabilizes. Well, and I guess if we'll go over the chart, but my comment is, bravo, well done. They even got everybody sucked. They actually sucked me back in over here. I saw this moving average support hold. I'm like, oh my God, this thing's going to go up. Boom. They got you. They got me. This market got everybody. They ramped it into an inflation numbers, which we knew were going to be bad. Then they left it there. Then they dropped it on the second inflation number. You thought it was over, and then they dropped it again. And then we got the Fed coming up, and now everyone's all upset. Everyone's all wound up. Meanwhile, again, to me, this looks like stop fishing. Can I pick the exact low? No. Okay, but I can tell you that do you want to be out to dinner after the Bitcoin halving going, yeah, I puked my whole position out on March 14th because the market freaked me out. We're not doing that. We're not. We're going to manage risk, but we're not doing that. We're not. Okay, so 3,900 in ETH. Let's talk about actual technical resistance. This is where the bear market started from, okay? And this is a dotted line drawn by an automated DeMark system on the ETH monthly chart. Say that 3 times fast. Okay, the bottom line is 3,900 is a legit technical resistance point. At this point in a trend, it's completely normal in the DeMark world. Actually, the pullback should have been last month. So the fact that they're doing a pullback this month, frequently what you get in crypto and mega bull markets is it'll go up and then it'll kind of wick back down. It'll leave this wick and be like, oh my God, it's a top. No, it's actually a pullback, right? Where ETH is probing this resistance on a monthly basis. Okay. You think ETH is going to be above or below this number going into the halving? What do you think? You got a massive breakout on a monthly basis above 3,900 headed into the halving. What do you think ETH's going to do? Do you think we're going to be focused on the fact that it dumped in Asia time because big players to save their personal jobs? I'm not talking about the guy at the top. I'm talking about the tactical guys. They're like, what are we going to do? That has nothing to do with the real value of crypto. Matter of fact, it has everything to do with the positive value of crypto. They can't get it. Okay, now let's be fair. So let's talk about the last flush, right? Here is this gigantic dump candle in ETH, and then it hits this moving average, and then it goes back up again. Took out 4,000. And now this moving average is up here, and now they're dumping it again. So either ETH is going to turn around and go back to above 3,900 like quickly, or it's going to go to 3K, which is a DeMark support down here. Now, if it went to 3K, retail would be destroyed. I get it, right? That's why you have to manage risk. You can't be a complete crazy person, but you can't run at the first sign of volatility. You can't, because volatility just means stress. You're stressed, you're bullish, you're taking some heat. The guys that have to fill the orders for the ETF, they got twice as much stress because they know, they are effectively short a rising market every single day. All of them. So their stress is big. So if it went to 3K, their stress would actually go down, which I don't see happening. That would be very convenient. As a guy who taught me how to trade when I was in the bond market world, everyone likes it tidy, and it rarely ever is. So 3K would be bad for you, but tidy for them. I don't see that happening. If it does happen, okay, well, manage risk, and we'll do another market update when ETH is at 3K. Or we can hang out, and hopefully this is like the low. You can take whatever volatility happens in the next 24 to 48 hours, and then when the Fed opens its mouth, or when everyone's all afraid of the Fed, then it goes. Like the market climbs the wall of worry. So when we get to max worry, it's not max fear, it's max worry. The bottom is at max worry. I'm betting it's at 2 o'clock in the morning. Bitcoin daily. Okay, so here's your DeMark moving average. Was very handy over here. These signals would indicate some sort of a top. It turned into more of a range. So there's 3 numbers in Bitcoin, right? If the old-time high holds, because again, we broke a level, we're coming back, we're retesting it in a rather robust way, scaring everybody, right? Everybody knows page 10 of the chart book. You break a level, you come back and retest it, and then it goes. Same direction, up, right? We're doing the same thing now, scaring everybody. There's two more numbers. There's the all-time high, 69. There's a DeMark level at 78, and then there's 53. So I guess if it all goes to heck, it goes to 53. If not, BlackRock's going to turn around and they're going to be paying 78 or higher over the next month. Don't get in the way of that freight train. You want to be on it. Retail investors, you lived through a bear market or you just got here or whatever. Let me tell you something. Nailing these type of moves between now and the halving, this is what you do. This is what my job is. What's my job? I'm talking about everyone else's job with their cell phone. My job is to get you on a move. If I'm wrong, I'll lose money. You'll lose a little money. That's fine. It's not fine, but missing this, missing when they're dumping it while you're sleeping, we're not missing it. We're just not. Okay, a public service announcement from the people who trade Nvidia, the people who build the chips for the new age, right? So there is the 13 top signal here in Nvidia. That is a little ominous. Nvidia hasn't gone up or gone down. Nvidia is famous for ignoring topping signals. So if there's one thing that could really hurt crypto, it would be if something happened to Nvidia and stocks. That could hurt crypto because remember, the Bitcoin ETF isn't this thing that just floats through space. It's part of the stock market. So if the stock market has a problem, crypto has a problem. Like worse than ever. But at the moment, things are copacetic with Nvidia. It's sitting on a moving average. I don't know who's left to buy here, honestly. I don't. But as long as Nvidia is stable, it's fine. If Nvidia is not stable, you have a problem. Okay. Now, Bitcoin Weekly. Little dive into the weeds. So you could have a top. This is a weekly chart. Okay, but you didn't. It kept going. That's good. Now, these numbers like this 6, it could go 6, 7, 8, 9, which is a nice way of saying the Bitcoin weekly chart is telling you, semicolon, you could have 3 to 4 more weeks of before you have to worry about a correction. And naturally, all the Spartans in Patreon every night get something called the 6th Street Crypto Podcast, where I'm basically coaching you through day to day, week to week, day to day, 6, 7 days a week. So if you got 3 to 4 more weeks left before there could be a top, you better catch this part of the move, right? Because this could be the sweet spot, right? Like people who are like, oh my God, I just got to crypto. Oh my God, I missed everything. Oh my God, I needed this thing to 5x yesterday. Okay, we're here. We're doing it right now. Now, Solana. Let's talk about Solana. It's all good, really. Okay, so Solana goes up and it makes the 9 signal. Now, there's 2 things that can happen. There can be a top or there can be a pause, especially if you're in a larger trend. So yesterday, the 14th, was the 9 top. On the 15th, we have consternation, volatility, a counter trend dip, just like the DeMark book says we should. Just like the book says. Okay? So everyone's all upset. Everyone's all wound up. Everyone's going, oh my God. Really? All today is just a pause in Solana. Except there's really not a pause in Solana. The rest of the market's getting hammered and Solana's just sitting there. We should tell you something, right? Which the meme coins told you this 3 days ago when the whole rest of the market was getting monkey hammered. And meme coins are up 50%. And they just kept going. So what do you think is going to happen when whatever shenanigans they're doing on the downside or when all the stops are wrong? What do you think Solana is going to do? Well, I can tell you. I can tell you what Solana did back in it's going to do what ETH did back in 2017. It's very simple. ETH broke above 130, and then it retested 130. And then it went from 130 to 400. And then it went from 400 back to 130. That is exactly what could transpire here. I went out with Solana 400 in Patreon 4 days ago. I know a guy who bought Solana at 12. When Solana was at 120, I told him it was going to 180. He thought I was crazy. Solana went to 150. He goes, hey man, You might be onto something here. I'm like, bro, you haven't seen anything yet. You haven't seen what happens when back in 2017, when ETH was like a Vitalik meme coin. There's no major app running on that. Solana's got the phone and the casino. I mean, ETH was literally a Vitalik meme coin and moved accordingly. Solana could do the same thing. It could. Solana could lead the market. It did last year. Avalanche. Hey, does anybody remember this? You think these guys are going to just go, we're just going to let Solana take over? We got a security token functionality on this thing. This thing started moving, and this is Web3, folks. And guess what? You got your 9 top, and look, they've been giving you that pause for 3 days. It doesn't always look perfect. When you get to this part in a trend, in simple language, a pause that refreshes is in order. So you got one, right? And they're really chopping everyone around in Avalanche, right? Like rally it, drop it, bring it back. Who's making money here? Nobody. Everyone's getting chopped up. Oh my God, I have to get long. Oh my God, they just dropped it in my face. Oh my God, I'm looking at my phone in the middle of the night. I'm like, oh my God, I can't sleep. Good thing I'm on the air. XRT. XRP. Let me fix this. Do not want any confusion about how I feel about this. Okay. So for years, you heard XRP on YouTube by people who are smart, right? Both in terms of how to get viewers and how to talk about crypto. But XRP didn't do anything, right? They beat the government. Ripple was probably the seller. Nothing happened. Solana mooned, and these people were crushed. Okay. Let me ask you something. Like I said earlier, what part of the world doesn't need to be decentralized at this point? Especially when it comes to money, payment networks. XRP is fast money. I remember back in 2017 when the exchanges would clog, Bitcoin traders, when they needed to move money from one place to the other, would go from Bitcoin to XRP, move the money at lightning speed, and then go back to Bitcoin. XRP is fast money. XRP went up. This is a 90-minute chart. It did an A, B, C. A, B, C. Old-fashioned chart books call it a zigzag. Here's a 13 bottom. Here's like a blow off, a selling climax on an intraday chart near 64 cents. You know what? If they want to give you XRP below 64 cents, not investment advice, but take it from them. You realize I got a roadmap? I got a roadmap in Patreon. I'll give you this for free. I got a roadmap in Patreon that said XRP should be at $1.50 already. XRP is like 2 months overdue for a rally over $1. And look at these guys. Look at them selling it. Look at them panicking. They sold it right down to this DeMark point, this solid green line. It's drawn by the automated system. They crushed this thing. Everybody is in such a hurry to get out. And I'm like, hey, man, over here. Yeah. XRP, get involved. What's the worst thing that can happen? It can sit and do nothing. It's been doing that for a long time. But what happens if it wakes up? What happens when Theta woke up? Everyone thought that Bonk and Pepe were dead. They made new highs. I mean, can you really sleep on anything in crypto, particularly if it's fast? And that's the market update. Okay. All right, let's see who else is here and what we're doing. Okay, we have some new people. We have Patricia here. Okay. Bill is 10 toes down on XRP. Yes. I have pushed the chips out analytically on XRP. I have. Alexandro, hello from England. Can we look at Celer? Yes. Okay, so I'm going to live TA now because I just can't get enough. Okay, now this is Ethereum. this candlestick graph. This blue line is a cutout from the roadmap. Okay, that's in Patreon. It's like $12. I'm probably going to need to do a new one given this volatility, but this is a nice little zoom in, right, that I do for the Patreon people. Here we go. This is ETH from the last cycle. And where are we? Well, we should have had a correction in ETH 3 days ago based on this completely hand-done pattern match. Okay, so we were a little late on the correction. But what phase are we in ETH? Oh, wait, we're in the vertical phase. So, I mean, do you want to be the proud person that puked your position out like in 2021? Like somebody in here puked out and missed all this. They missed vertical. Don't be that guy. Don't. Okay. Celer by request. Let's see what we got. Okay, so with these type of things, you got to draw up Fibonacci extension structures, which luckily I have queued up here. Okay, so let's label this as Celer. This is basically how you have to look at meme coins. Okay, if I had $1 for every time somebody asked me, how do you know when to take profits in meme coins? I could launch my own meme coin. Okay, now with these Fibonacci structures, Celer has broken out and has returned to 0.034. So these things and hidden pivot stuff, which again, there's actually a seminar in the store about this, but I'm always talking about it. It's all over the place inside the Patreon group. I write these reports. Literally, we pick coins and sectors. I can show you, but we're drawing this stuff all day long, literally. Okay. Celer comes to 0.034. And then if it holds, then, you know, you can have a much bigger extension higher. Okay. I have 2 watch lists. Like, for example, this is the meme coin watch list. Okay. Like, for example, you know, Popcat, right? Popcat just got to one of its big fib extension levels at 0.34. This is a daily chart. Okay. These reports with these levels, okay, are in the Patreon. And then, of course, I can help people by doing live TA on it tonight. Just wanted y'all to get some love. And just a reminder, you know, about what's going on Solana. Okay. Penguin coin. PENG. If it's cute and people hate it, it's going up. It's as simple as that. I did a YouTube short about, you know, literally my girlfriend's like, you know, we should buy meme coins. And I'm like, come on, I'm a serious analyst, honey. We can't do that. Yeah. Well, guess what? All the serious analysts have gotten the wake-up call that if it's cute and no one likes it and retail can both like play in the casino and tell the world that the inflation situation is unacceptable, guess what? They're taking penguin coins up, Doge, Bonk, all these, even the big ones. Because remember this. Let me pull up Bonk. Okay, here's Bonk on a 4-hour chart. Okay. Let's go 89-minute. So this is a tactical view of Bonk. Okay. Look what it's doing. I drew this triangle using TradingView, kind of outside the box. But, you know, Bonk is trying to break out of it near the apex of the triangle. So, you know, maybe Bonk is in a range. Maybe they push it down. But let me ask you this. You know, I'm always talking about the pain with the ETF guys. Hey, let's go visit the crypto hedge funds. Remember I told you about how all the serious guys don't like little doggy coins? Yeah, well, they all missed the first round, and they're not measured on whether or not what they buy is cute or Wall Streety or fancy or high tech or whatever. They're just paid to be long, the right stuff all the time. And guess what? You were wrong the wrong stuff, and you missed the first meme coin thing. Okay, well, Maybe you get a pass on that. Maybe you make it back up somewhere else. But what happens if there's meme coin mania part 2 or part 3? God, it's already occurred. Well, if you have Bonk, a big cap, I'm assuming now very highly liquid meme coin, start exploding, crypto hedge funds will have to chase it. Let me just say that again. They will have to chase it. So can you imagine a world, right? Think about this. BlackRock's got to buy these trading desks that supply the Bitcoin. They have to buy it. They are effectively short. Crypto hedge funds, all these professionals, their jobs are on the line. If retail starts a mania in meme coins, they have to chase it. They have to chase it. They don't have to chase it. They have to beat it. So they're not going to just buy levered. They're not just going to buy Bonk. They may have to buy levered Bonk. And retail's buying penguins, right? So, the institutions will chase Bonk and Doge, and retail will chase penguins. And retail can actually put heat on these institutions. The world is now upside down in crypto. Retail gets rolling on Solana. They're scaring huge players into the market. Huge players into the market. Okay. The south of Spain. Can I look at Nosana? Yes. For our friends in Spain, I can. Okay. So I have looked at this before. Okay. Let's see what we can clean up here. So what you're witnessing is basically how I have to figure out where support and resistance is when things get wild. So this might actually be kind of easy because maybe, okay. Okay, so here's what they've done in this coin. They have taken out the 38% retracement level at 5.9. That either means one of two things. Either this thing is going to turn around and go back above 5.9, or it's going to go down and retest the 62% retracement, which is at 3.7. So if this is a washout, you'll see this back above 5.9 in no time. If not, it's going to go to 3.7. With all these parabolic movers, the question is, how much can you take? They're trying to flush you out, and if it works, everybody will puke down to 3.7. If you own this, I hope it goes back above 5.9. Okay. Julius Max is like, what's XRP doing? All right. Well, we definitely went over that. Okay. Jupiter. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about it. Boy, I tell you what, you look at this. I mean, here's your classic cup and handle. Like, I remember Uniswap, the airdrop and all that back in 2020. So Jupiter went to its target from the rounding bottom. Okay. You had this rounding sensation here. That was supposed to be the target. Jupiter exceeded that, and Jupiter has continued to move. Now, is this move up here a little emotional? Yeah, a little. It's a little emotional. People getting crazy in front of $1. Could this go down? Yeah, maybe. But are you really going to get in front of this thing? Are you really going to get in front of the portal to the Solana casino? Really? No, you're not. You're not. Right? Because this is what can happen, right? This is what they can do if it gets crazy, right? Okay. Notice on this fib extension structure how $1.04 was a key level. I'm not the only one drawing these things. I'm not. This was like the 2021 go-to. Okay. The ultimate upside target for Jupiter. Like, if this market holds together, Jupiter could go to $1.38. And right after the Bitcoin halving, if Solana goes above 200, there's no reason why Jupiter can't be at $2, because it's just the gateway to Solana, period. End of story. End of story. Okay. Right. David is like, everyone is on their phantom buying Solana memes. Yeah. I mean, look, retail's over it. Like, you go to the grocery store and it's not a pleasant experience. It's not. So what's, I work with this guy. He's former NYPD. The first thing he looks at me, he goes, "Hey, Crypto Noble, what's good?" So I guess it's the New York thing. What's good? I'm like, I really like that. Hey, crypto's down tonight. What's good? Looks like Penguin and Jupiter. That's what's good. What's good? Right? I mean, is there enough bad news on your Twitter feed? Yeah. So what are people going to do? Oh, I don't want that anymore. Oh, look, it's the green button. It's the green button on Phantom, Coinbase, Robinhood, Cash App. Oh, no, not Cash App, because they're out of Bitcoin. Out. Krest. K-R-E-S-T. By the way, did I mention in the Patreon chat that I'm pretty good at responding to people's requests? We even have something called the kitchen table where we throw stuff out there. I actually do have a master list of everything everybody put in there for the Spartans, just in case you thought I wasn't paying attention. I'm definitely paying attention. I covered a lot of it in the roadmap. Okay, so Krest. Okay, so this is happening all over the market too. So you'll have an altcoin that'll hit one of these Fib extension levels, and then it will have to go through an extensive consolidation period. Okay, what is interesting about this is if you look at this oscillator down here, okay, this oscillator is pretty close to zero, which could mean you could have a move in this. Like, I have no idea what it is, but let's see where it is. Let's see where this is. Wait, come on, give me something. Okay, there you go. Oh, look at that. So it rejected resistance, but it's sitting on support at $1.05. Let me just label this so we all know what we're looking at. Okay, the 4-hour chart of Krest. We are sitting on the 38% retracement. This brings up a very good point. Do you realize that in the crypto market, even though everyone's like, oh my God, I've missed everything, because they're looking at WIF, right? They've missed it all. Most of the crypto market is sitting on support. Most of the crypto market has not broken out yet. It hasn't. I mean, last night, what was it? Ape WIF hat was down so much when I looked at it last night that I thought it was a rug pull. I thought it was over. That's how it was, all the way up, all the way down. Now I looked on Dex Tools tonight. It was like number 5 before the market dumped. Okay. Numerix is here, right? Big guy in technology is looking into RSR. I know a big trader that was looking at RSR on Twitter. So let's look at RSR. Matter of fact, let's look at it in an extra silly kind of special way. The way I was doing some of the long-term roadmap stuff. Let's see. 1 week. There we go. There's reserve rights. Here's an on-the-fly sample of how I did a long-term price prediction for some of the stuff in the group. These are Fibonacci tools. And that report cost money because I literally sat here and experimented with levels and places and things to draw, say like the Fib time zone tool. Let's see what it gives us for reserved rights. So I'm looking out, say, until March of 2025. So I found out that when I drew these lines and I drew these circles, how you just saw, they're all based on Fibonacci math. So there's a lot of mystery in there. Where there's no mysteries, you just got to find 2 cool points to connect them to. Like, this looks like a big low and this looks like a big high. And I'm going to connect the points and let the Fibonacci stuff do its thing. And then lo and behold, I'm going to go out here and find a point to try to forecast for the next cycle in March of 2025 right? Reserve rights could be at 20 cents. And right now, everyone is selling reserve rights at, oh, I don't know. What is it? 0.006. No one interested, huh? No one interested. You know what this is? If you don't like this, I can understand that. But I got a whole report full of this stuff. I was talking about Chainlink going to 100 on Twitter. I wonder where I got that from. This is coin death, right? Guys love this, you know, the trading guys. Like, this is death. This is like, it's like nothing. It's like the oblivion for like 800 days. What happens when these things wake up? Like, you know, everyone's like, oh, God, I missed reserve rights. It's up 40%. Theta is another one. Let's look at Theta. Just in case you think you missed everything, right? Okay, so you look at Theta and you're like, oh, my God, look at this. I missed it. I missed everything. This thing, it mooned huge. I've missed out. It went from $1.20 to $3.80. But then, as you know, when you go back to the daily chart, oh, yeah, Theta's been dead for 2 years, and the all-time high is all the way up here at what? 16? You haven't missed a thing. You haven't missed a thing. Somebody was asking, how about Theta? I was ahead of you. Okay, it is now 2:30 in the morning, Texas time. Let's review. Manage risk accordingly. If you bought the top in something and you need to free up capital and your sanity, take care of business. There's no telling how much they're going to want to shake the tree. If they're going to do it, they're going to do it to scare you, because they got to buy crypto more than you do. They do. And if they hit it and hit it and hit it because they're afraid of the Fed, what everyone is eventually going to realize is whatever it is they have to say, that's last year's trade. This year's trade, instead of controlling the Fed, controlling inflation by raising interest rates, the world is going to take a view on inflation and get themselves a hedge and get a better currency. They're going to get crypto, period. Right? And if everybody goes to get crypto between March 15th and the middle of April, and I wasn't on the air at the low when everybody was selling it, telling you that this is when you got to have your chops. This is when you got to have your hands up and stand up for yourself, right? Whether you're rich or whether you're poor, whether you have a big position or a small position, it doesn't matter. The down move is going to make you want to sell. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the Iceman and, you know, nothing phases you. Trust me, the price action will phase you. Panic selling and big players trying to push it down, it will look scary. But what you have to do, which is why I have the long-term price prediction thing in Patreon, is you got to get paid. You will get paid for your imagination. That if this doesn't tank on the downside, once the bearish music stops, you have a bullish parade into the eclipse, into the halving, that frankly, the hedge funds can't miss it, BlackRock can't miss it, and you can't miss it. If you get stopped, you get stopped. But don't think about getting stopped. Think about getting on the wave. I'm your host, Bill Noble. I'll see you in Patreon.